Hello, I'm Linda Stouffer. Family members of a murdered teen are outraged after his alleged killers used a court appearance to boost their social media. 4 teens were arrested in the murder of a 17-year-old at a bowling alley in South Carolina. Now, when they faced a judge Thursday and saw the cameras, they asked for followers for Twitter and Snapchat.
Yeah, I got a question. What are these cameras for?
It's the news media.
No, I got a question.
Oh, the news media? What's up, y'all? Man, you follow me on Twitter.
Follow me on
Facebook,
Instagram, Luca Brasher Jr.
SoundCloud.
Snapchat.
A New Jersey mother is facing criminal charges tonight accused of child endangerment.
Police say she put her young daughter in a tanning bed, but as CBS 2's Derek Dennis reports, this mom says it's all a big misunderstanding.
I've been tanning my whole life, going to the beach, tanning salons, so forth.
44-year-old Patricia Crenshaw loves to tan. She may even be addicted to it.
It is obvious you tan a lot.
Yeah, I do. My whole life, though.
Would you say you tan too much?
No, I love to tan.
And while this mother of 5 from Nutley, New Jersey, arguably pushes her own skin to the limit, she's adamant she would never tan her 6-year-old fair-skinned daughter, Anna.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not whatsoever.
And did you get a suntan?
Yeah. Hey, I did.
There's no room, A. B, I would never permit it. C, it didn't happen. She's 6 years old. Yeah, she does go tanning with mommy, but not in the booth.
Do you like the suntan?
No.
Admits he stole gas from a police cruiser.
Once he posted the picture of him in the act and making an obscene gesture on Facebook, it spread like wildfire and Jenkins police began investigating. WYMT's Jerica Insco talked to the gas bandit about why he did it.
Michael Baker's girlfriend snapped this picture, meant to be a joke, that was not so funny when Baker was put in the back of one of those cruisers.
Well, he was just standing there, and I thought it'd be funny to take a picture, and didn't post it on Facebook.
At first, Baker and his girlfriend were apprehensive about telling me what really happened last Friday.
Yeah, we're sorry. It was just a joke. I mean, if we was going to steal gas, we wouldn't put it nationwide on Facebook. I mean, we don't steal anyway, but we're sorry.
As the interview continued and Baker loosened up, I asked why he had a hose in the cruiser's gas tank. His honesty might surprise you.
So did you take some gas?
I got a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. I just got not much. I couldn't get much. I tried, but not much in it.
A little gas or a lot of gas? It's still the same crime in the eyes of law enforcement.
If they're going to do it to a police car, they'll do it to just about anybody.
Baker spent a night in jail for his offense and was charged with theft by unlawful taking, something you would think he would be sorry for.
So, I mean, do you apologize to the cops for it?
Not really.
Gas prices are high, but Baker's fine for stealing it will be much higher.
Caught on tape, a man running for dear life escaping from a courtroom. Immediately after pleading guilty, he pleaded guilty to 5 counts of robbery. That Columbus guy sprinted out of the courtroom. At least he didn't steal anything from there. His freedom, though, was short-lived, since officers tackled him in the hallway. When he's sentenced next month, his punishment could now be 40 years behind bars. Though convicts do get exercise time so he can keep up his running.
Police have arrested a California man for allegedly arranging to sell his 14-year-old daughter into marriage in exchange for $16,000, 100 cases of beer, and several cases of meat.
They can't get married in California, and she can't consent to this. And you can't place a minor in someone else's home in exchange for money.
Police say they only learned of the deal after 36-year-old Marcelino de Jesus Martinez went to them to get his daughter back because payment wasn't made as promised.
Dwight Bettner of Fort McCoy was on the phone yesterday afternoon when one bullet came through the window in his study, narrowly missing him. It's what preceded the gunshots that has Bettner concerned and what landed 92-year-old Helen Stoudinger in jail, charged with aggravated assault and shooting into a dwelling.
And she said, well, I'm going to leave you alone. And then she wanted a kiss. And I said, no. I said, you just need to go back on your own property
and leave me alone.
She went home, got her gun, and shot at his car in the carport. Dwight Bettner says this isn't the first incident, though it is the worst. He claims she beat up the neighbor because he took out her trash.
Was she just infatuated with you?
Yes. That's why she tried to beat up the neighbor, because she thought I was having an affair with the neighbor.
A Salt Lake County woman is behind bars accused of offering a man her 13-year-old relative's virginity for $10,000.
She, again, was offering sex with a family member of hers, an underage family member, to a gentleman for upwards of about $10,000. And at this point, she is facing 2 counts of aggravated sex abuse of a child. Those are first-degree felonies. Also, 2 counts of exploitation of a minor. Those are second-degree felonies. And those second-degree felonies come from apparently the minor had her picture taken by this gentleman, and those photos were also subsequently sent to some other adult.
And we also have a shocking story to start with tonight out of Maricopa County, where sheriff's deputies arrest a man who they say planned to have sex with a horse.
It's an inside look at the disturbing undercover operation. The undercover Maricopa County Sheriff deputy shows 68-year-old Michael Crawford stable animals inside a trailer.
Dirk's on the left. He's the one that I was telling you about that's got the big...
Crawford's goal, allegedly, to have sex with the animals.
So what do you think? Yeah.
Investigators say Crawford flew into Phoenix from Pennsylvania, thinking he was meeting with the owner of small horses. But shortly after this recording, deputies arrested Crawford. He allegedly told deputies he would bring shirts in his suitcase and wanted the horses to urinate on the clothes. Deputies also say the suspect told them he's been performing sex acts on animals since the 1970s.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
This man claims he was converted during the annual Kojic convocation, but tonight some wonder if it was all for show.
Kojic says 21-year-old Andrew Caldwell's supposed gay conversion
I'm not gay no more.
during the Memphis-based denomination's annual convocation in St. Louis does not represent the entire event.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women. I said women.
But it is definitely getting the most attention. Will Batts runs the Memphis Gay and Lesbian Community Center.
Every reputable scientific study on this experience says you cannot change someone's orientation.
Aside from obvious doubts, others question Caldwell's motivation.
Well, my conclusion is that he's a con artist, he's a scam artist.
Internet talk show host Thaddeus Matthews interviewed Caldwell Tuesday.
He says that he's going to medical school online. Where do you go to medical school at online?
I also found this mugshot from May following Caldwell's arrest for fraudulent insurance. I briefly spoke with Caldwell myself on the phone before he quickly put his manager on. Both firmly denied this was a setup.
I am delivered.
Caldwell also claims he hasn't made a dime from his deliverance.
God said he's going to bless you because of your commitment.
Although Bishop Brandon Porter of Memphis handed him a $100 bill following it.
A holiday family gathering turned tragic for a West Bank family. A man is behind bars tonight after he allegedly stabbed his father to death and wounded his mother. Paul Murphy has more on the bizarre reason that led to the rampage.
32-year-old Ronald Pritchett stabbed his father, 58-year-old Percival Pritchett, last night around 7:30. Pritchett turned violent after an argument over fast food.
He became so enraged over the fact that they didn't get any food for him that he went upstairs, kicked open the door to his parents' room, at which time then he began stabbing them both multiple times.
More than a bad haircut, this little pooch got part of her ear snipped off. But instead of apologizing, her owner says the groomer at this Oahu pet store simply glued it back on.
Her grandmother, Gladys Kapuai, says she took Dodo to Petco in Kaneohe for grooming last July, and a couple of days later realized one of her ears had been cut.
Was dried, bloody, was dry blood, everything. I noticed that at home, you know. So when I took her to the vet, the doctor told me it looked like they tried to glue it back.
This lawsuit alleges that Petco attempted to reattach, glue, or sew the ear back on and failed to disclose what happened when Kapuai picked the dog up.
A Spokane man now charged with animal cruelty for having sexual relations with 3 dogs and a horse. 45-year-old Travis Joy arrested yesterday. Investigators say he videotaped himself with those animals. The videos and his own admissions now have prosecutors charging him with 7 counts of first-degree animal cruelty.
These videos were a depiction of sexual contact with 3 separate dogs on 3 separate occasions, and also a horse.
Deputies say Joy owns 2 dogs, but only one was seen in the videos. The 2 other dogs and horse belong to his acquaintances.
Back to our top story tonight, a bizarre case of family abuse. Deputies say a 5-year-old boy attacked his disabled grandmother with her walker and then urinated on her back as she tried to get away.
According to the criminal complaint, the boy's mother sat on the couch watching television and did nothing to stop this assault. Well, tonight she is in jail, charged with elder abuse and child neglect.
Taking a look at our top stories making headlines today, here's another thing for parents to be on the watch out for. Doctors are issuing a warning about a disturbing new trend involving your teens and hand sanitizer. Some kids are apparently using this household product to get drunk. They're ending up in the emergency room.
They're actually drinking this stuff to get high, and even worse, they're ending up in hospital emergency rooms.
62% of alcohol. I think this is worse than beers for your kids. So watch your kids right now because they're drinking a lot of hand sanitizer.
She's even warning us, kids are posting on YouTube as if it's all a big joke, but experts say it is not funny, it's dangerous, and potentially deadly. So far this year, 6 San Fernando Valley teenagers had to be rushed to the hospital to be treated for alcohol poisoning after they drank hand sanitizer. They've apparently figured out a way to turn the gel basically into shots of grain alcohol.
They're looking at recipes online for how to remove the alcohol, and so they're probably getting pretty close to what is called grain alcohol strengths of alcohol. You're talking 100% alcohol is what they're going to be left with.
Now, some of the first signs of trouble that might lead to a trip to the ER, obvious signs of intoxication, slurred speech, also an intense burning sensation in the stomach. It is such a big concern that, in fact, in the next hour, there will be a news conference at Children's Hospital. They're going to talk about this, and they really want to warn parents to be careful when you have this in your house. If you're a teacher, you have it in the classroom, you want to watch it just like as if it were a dangerous substance to make sure it's not falling into the wrong hands. Another tip, Michaela, that they're talking about is that instead of using the gel, use the foam because that's harder to extract the alcohol out of that. But certainly, as you said, it's something that every generation does, and every generation that comes next says, how could this happen? Why are they doing this? But it's always something else. It was mouthwash, it was cough syrup, vanilla extract, but certainly it's important to warn people about it.
It's a 911 call just released from law enforcement and obtained by EastIdahoNews.com that will have you shaking your head. There's 2 guys traveling from Las Vegas up to Montana with over 20 pounds of marijuana in their car. And according to court documents, the 2 men were using some of that marijuana. Well, once they reached the Idaho border, they said they felt like they were being followed by cops. And they got up to Rexburg, they pulled off the freeway, they called 911, and, well, you just have to listen to the call.
Madison County 911.
Hi, we're the 2 dumbasses that got caught trying to bring some stuff through your border, and all your cops are just driving around us like a bunch of jack wagons. I just really would like you guys to end it. If you could help me out with that, we just like to get on with it.
You got caught doing what?
God. Okay. We kind of got pooched here, trying to bring some stuff across your Idaho border.
Okay.
And yeah, a bunch of your cops driving around a bunch of civilian cars, just not wanting to pick us up. I don't know what's the deal. I was just wondering if you could help us out and just end it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, maybe call one of them. I don't know. It's getting cold out here, man. I just want to get warm and just get on with this whole thing. So.
Okay. Where are you at right now?
University Boulevard, right next to the gas station and Applebee's. All your buddies are around us, so if you can help us out, it'd be great.
Okay. All right. And is it just you, or is there anybody else with you?
It's me and my buddy that I brought with me, and then we have a dog that we're gonna bring back to its owner. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, she's a really nice dog. She's not mean. She's a pit bull, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
She's really cold in the car. She can use some food too. So.
Okay. Yeah. And what was your name, man?
It's Leland.
Leland. Okay. All right. Hold on, just 1 second. Okay, stay on the phone with me.
All right. Thank you. Hey, nice guy. You want me to jump in the air and click my heels twice, or what?
Do you guys have any like guns or weapons or anything on you at all?
We don't have any of that sort with us. Just a bunch
Okay, cool.
of snacks and stuff. So.
All right. No, I just want to make sure that they're just curious. So.
Yeah. We tried walking away from the car a couple of times, and that didn't work. We tried waving them down, it didn't work. So I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I do have one of my marked units. He's on his way over there, so he said he's on his way to meet you. So.
All right. Thank you.
Now to our top story, Tiana McLeese was talking to that guy who ended up in that storm drain. It looked like a joke, but really there's a lot more to this story.
Yeah, Tiana, we know that you were able to talk to this guy. What did he have to tell you about how he ended up there?
Well, he says, yes, he did go into the manhole looking for his cell phone, but he says he didn't drop it. He says gang members attacked him as he was walking home on this street, and they threw his cell phone into the manhole. Even police had to snap this picture before pulling the 21-year-old man out of this gutter on Holly Aloha Way.
I just heard like this faint screaming.
Brianna Mooney found the man about 2 a.m. Thursday morning. He apparently had been stuck in the manhole in front of her house for 40 minutes. She could see him from her bedroom window. Now, just about everybody is wondering, how did this guy get into this storm drain? You can see that it's very heavy, just trying to pull it off. And then look at the diameter. It's not that big. I can get my hands down in there, but I don't know. Oh, my head and my shoulders. Yeah, that's how he got in. Were you laughing?
I was laughing. It was so funny. His feet were just going back and forth, and it was weird to see because you don't see that like ever.
Joyce Evans for the Channel 6 10 o'clock news. Fuck it, we're getting out of this joint.